Introduction to Foreign Domestic Helpers Employers' Obligation and Risks and Foreign Domestic Helpers' Rights under the Laws of Hong Kong. Part 1. We would like to introduce the employer's application timelines and risks and responsibility. A. Estimated timeline for exit and entry visa processing. Our estimated timeline for processing of an exit and entry employment visa are as follows. 1. If the hired foreign domestic helper is from overseas, we require an estimated timeline of 10 to 15 weeks for an exit and entry processing. 2. If the hired foreign domestic helper is in Hong Kong but must exit Hong Kong for processing, such as prematurely terminated or break contract helper, we require an estimated timeline of 10 to 12 weeks for an exit and entry processing. 3. If the hired foreign domestic helper is a finished contract helper or under special approval consideration in Hong Kong. 3.1. We require an estimated timeline of 4 to 8 weeks for an exit and entry processing. 3.2. And the foreign domestic helper's employment visa approval date will be determined by the sole discretion of Hong Kong Immigration. 3.3. Please kindly be informed that the foreign domestic helper's employment visa approval date will be the commencement date of his or her employment. Under all three cases above, you may request Hong Kong Immigration Department and the respective foreign government to expedite your application. 1. If a faster schedule is requested, our reasonable effort will be put in to meet your preferred pickup date. 2. But please be reminded that we are unable to guarantee to meet your expectation. You are kindly advised to reserve sufficient extra time to buffer for any inconvenience caused by any possible delays. B. Before you decide to hire a foreign domestic helper, please consider carefully whether you and your family members can bear the legal obligation and risk involved. The hiring of a foreign domestic helper involves with numerous legal and moral obligation and personal and financial risks. Please consider carefully before hiring. 1. You are hereby reminded that the information contained in the foreign domestic helper's biodata and or resume is for general guidance only. Before you decide to undertake any actions, you should obtain sufficient advices specific to your circumstances from the helper and or your legal or any advisors. KL has made every attempt to ensure that the information contained in the biodata or resume has been obtained from reliable sources. And all information hereby are provided as an as-is basis. Please kindly understand that there is no guarantee of completeness, accuracy, timeliness, or a result of obtained from the use of this information, and without warranty of any kind, express and implied, included but not limited to warranties of performance and fitness for particular purposes. 2. In accordance to the current personal data privacy, rehabilitation of offenders, and any other related ordinance, KL may not be able to process accurately if the hired foreign domestic helper has violated any condition of stay in Hong Kong, such as overstaying with an expired visa, unlicensed hawker, theft or default, or financial insecurity, etc., and whether he or she has any criminal conviction in Hong Kong or at home country. He or she may be declined for employment in Hong Kong by the Hong Kong Immigration Department. In addition, the Hong Kong Immigration Department has sole discretion to determine whether he or she is a fit and proper person to continue employment, and may also decline the application under any circumstances without any reason, such as premature termination of contract within the past 12 months. 3. If the hired helper is currently in Hong Kong but must exit Hong Kong shortly after his or her employment visa is approved, you and your helper shall have to prepare for a return passage arrangement. Please be reminded that the helper's return passage carries a potential breach of contract. 4. The hired helper may cancel his or her application with you at any time for whatever reason. In that case, we can assist to seek legal damages from the helper, but you will be required to undergo our reselection process. 5. If you or any of your family members under the same household has convicted any criminal conviction in Hong Kong or is under watch list at the respective foreign government consulates or Hong Kong Immigration Department, your application may be affected. 6. If you do not meet the latest minimum requirements of the respective foreign government or Hong Kong Immigration Department for hiring a foreign domestic helper, your application will be rejected. 7. If you provide false or incorrect information to us, we shall not be able to perform our duties under the service agreement. 8. You may lose time and money if your application is delayed or unsuccessful. Please assess your risk before making a hiring decision. 9. Please read our service agreement in Appendix 1 and 2 carefully before entering a contractual relationship with us. Our agreements can be found at the below link. You may seek legal advice if it is needed. 10. And please be reminded that certain insurance company in Hong Kong may refuse an employer medical claim if you are unable to provide a valid FDH medical check certificate issued by the qualified Hong Kong medical laboratory at the time of the undertaking such medical insurance. 11. In addition, because most travel insurance do not cover non-Hong Kong permanent residents, so for employers intending to travel outside Hong Kong occasionally with their FDH for holidays, please check with your insurance company that accepts insurance application and claims from FDH employers. Part 2. As an employer of a hopper, or as a hopper, you must familiarize yourself with all the legislation with employment, immigration, privacy, and anti-discrimination matters. Matters relating to employment can also be referred below, and we remind you to take out insurance for your hopper. Terms of Standard Employment Contract ID 407 and other languages or versions for your reference. Matters relating to privacy and anti-discrimination matters can also be referred to below ordinance. In case of a dispute, you may contact the following for help. Other useful links that you may need. Part 3. An introduction to the terms and conditions before signing the authorization letter. Before filling up the authorization letter, please also read our terms and conditions. 9.1. The client agrees that KL shall use reasonable endeavor to search for suitable FDH candidates and select a short list and arrange interviews for the client, but KL shall not be responsible for any liable whatsoever for any loss or damage that the client may incur if the searching or matching is successful. 9.5. The client agrees that he or she is required to present the blue duplicate of this authorization letter upon every visit to KL until authorization letter ceases to be effective. 9.6. The client agrees that his or her signatory of this authorization letter does not create a client and service vendor relationship with the KL. 9.8. After KL's introduction of the FDH to the client acknowledges and confirms that the agency fee shall become payable to KL in case if the application is proceeded by themselves or any third party. 9.9. The client agrees and accepts that KL does not provide legal, professional, or career advice. Nothing the website or the contents or materials and information available through KL operated website and social media site and or mail, email, SMS, instant message, and or conversations by the telephone or in person between the client and the KL constitute legal, career, or other professional advice. The client agrees that in no event that will KL and its employees, agents, associates will be liable for any decision made or action taken in reliance of this information for any substantial loss or damage. 9.16. The client understands that KL shall have the right to cancel this authorization letter at any time at sole discretion without notice, and the client shall have the right to cancel this authorization letter by giving 3 days prior written notice to KL. In such event, KL will stop to introduce FDH to the client. Our video is also available at KL Home Care YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at marketing@hlc.com.hk. Thank you very much, and we shall be happy to work with you soon.